Today's video is going to be about fact families for multiplication and division. Multiplication and division are inverse operations. That means that they are the opposite of each other. They're very closely related because they both have to do with equal groups that are repeated. This is why they are part of the same family. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is have your title and divide your paper down the middle in half at the middle hole. So right now we're working on the top part of our paper. First off, let's put an example of a multiplication fact. 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 and 4 are the factors in this multiplication fact. The 12 is the product. When you multiply them, you get 12. The multiplication has the commutative property, just like addition does. Take a moment, pause the video, and see if you can remember what the commutative property of addition says. Very similar to the commutative property of addition, the commutative property for multiplication says that you can switch the factors and still get the same product. That means that since 3 times 4 equals 12, 4 times 3 will also give you the product of 12. So keep that in mind as we continue with our fact families. Okay, so your paper should look like this. What I want you to do now is the bottom portion that we had divided in half, divide it into 4s just like I have it on here, and put your title of fact families on that bottom portion. Here we're going to practice a few different fact families. Okay, so your bottom section should look like this. So the first fact family I'm going to practice is the one that we just did right now. I said that 3 times 4 is equal to 12. If I switch my factors according to the commutative property, it says that 4 times 3 is also equal to 12. If you remember at the beginning, I said that multiplication and division are inverse operations, therefore they're part of the same fact family. So here, 3 times 4 means I have 3 groups of 4. And when I put those 3 groups of 4 all together, it gives me 12. When I say 4 times 3, it means that I have 4 groups of 3. And when I put those 4 groups of 3 together, it gives me 12. So now if I start off with the 12 that I have the total, and I divide it into 4 groups, that should give me 3 in each group. Just like this first multiplication fact, I still have 4 groups with 3 in each group. If I take that same 12 and I divide it into 3 groups, I will have 4 in each group. Just like the second multiplication where I said that I have 4 groups, then this one here, in my 3 groups, I have 4 in each. So now we're going to try another one. If I say that 2 times 9 equals 18, I'm saying that 2 groups of 9 is equal to 18. Just like 9 groups of 2 is also equal to 18. If I take those 18 total and divide it into 9 groups, I will have 2 in each group. And if I have that 18 total and divide it into 2 groups, I'll have 9 in each group. So now these last two, I'm going to have you actually practice. So right now I'm going to give you my fact of 5 times 4 equals 20. I want you to pause the video and fill in the rest of the facts in this fact family. Okay, you should have had enough time. You should have paused the video to fill in the rest of the facts. Now I'm going to do it and you need to check your work. If I switch my factors according to the commutative property, I have 4 times 5 equals 20. If I take those 20 and divide it by 4, I have 5 in each group. And if I take that 20 and divide it by 5, That gives me 4 in each group. So check your work, see if you got that right, fix any mistakes you may have. All right, now I'm going to give you another one. This time, though, I'm going to start with my division fact. I'm going to put that 32 divided into 8 groups gives me 4 in each group. So just like before, pause the video and write out the rest of the fact family that goes with this operation. Okay, you should have had enough time now to write the rest of them. You should have paused the video, so now check your work against mine. 32 divided by 4 equals 8. Now for my multiplication, 4 times 8 equals 32, and 8 times 4 equals 32. So verify your work, make sure you had it the same as mine. Make sure that all your fact families have the same factors and product, just mixed up in different orders to complete the family. So now your notes should look like this. Make sure everything is there and be prepared to discuss. Bye.